Hello, visibility hackers, and welcome to today's episode of the Visibility Check. I'm your host, Coach Molly from visibilityhacking.com, and I am so glad you guys are joining me. So I am live. I'm watching you guys on my personal profile today. I'm going to hang out with you guys here. So let me just blast this out to a couple of people. Just say, hey, come hang out. Yay! We're talking about engagement today, which is one of my favorite things to talk about. We're going to be diving into the visibility hacking engagement framework, and I can't wait because tomorrow I'm going to show you the new evolution of the engagement framework. We have rolled it into a much bigger deep dive analysis that we have been doing into the streaming world and how you as internet marketers, yes, you're an internet marketer if you're a coach, if you run an online business at all, you need to put on that internet marketer hat. And we're going to show you how to do that in the most impactful way possible. So if you're with me, if you're in for that, if you want to level up your business regardless of what industry you're in, if you want more customers, if you want higher value customers, if you want to have more fun with the content that you're creating and stop being in that hamster wheel we talked about before, being in that hamster wheel of constantly doing the same thing and not getting much in return, it can be absolutely exhausting. So today I want you guys to drop down in the comments. I want you to give me the best hands emoji because I want you guys to celebrate the fact that you are taking this opportunity to build your business, to build your visibility, to take your business and your message to the next level. I love it. So give yourself some hands, give yourself some jazz hands for that one for sure. Yes. All right, so if you are wanting to catch this on the replay, you can find this video on the on the Visibility Hacking YouTube channel. So we will stream our visibility checks there every day, as well as we throw up a whole bunch of video content Monday to Friday, helping you level up your influence, authority, and your income. So without further ado, why don't we jump into today's discussion on the engagement framework, shall we? So the visibility hacking engagement framework is super simple. It can be applied to any business in any industry. And this is how we turn our buyers, so people who have seen our brand before, they become familiar with our brand. We have other frameworks that we use to help get those customers from casual viewers to actually purchasing our products. But this is what we do once they're in our communities, once they're in our groups, once they're part of our world. Excuse me. What do we do to connect them to that next level? So this is what we're going to talk about today. The first part of this framework, let me just pull this up over here. The first part of this framework is definitely our insider identity. The reason I call you guys visibility hackers is because I want you to have that insider identity. I want you to be someone who can put on that shirt or that cape or that piece of swag, whatever it is, that labels you as one of us. I want you to wake up in the morning and be excited to be one of us. Yes, eventually we will all sit at the same table going, one of us, one of us, one of us, one of us. It's a little less culty, but the reason is, psychologically speaking, we as human beings are less likely to turn our back on a movement or on a product or on a service or on something that we're part of. We're less likely to turn our backs away from the group if we believe that we are part of that group. So if we feel like we are outside of the community of, I always like to use funnel hackers as an example. So if we look at the world of ClickFunnels and the world of funnel hackers, and we're like, I have no idea what that means. I don't know what a funnel hacker is. I don't know what's a funnel. I'm just going to move on to the next thing. I'm going to continue to research the next thing for my business. If you, on the other hand, understand what it means to be a funnel hacker, if you have been indoctrinated into the movement of funnel hackers, then you're going to see that community as something that's closer to you. You're going to see that as something that's going to draw you towards them as opposed to pushing you away from them. So in your businesses, what is your insider identity? What is the collective name that people who have crossed that threshold take on for themselves? Is it design hackers? Proudly supporting Catherine Jones here. Are you charisma hackers? Are you funnel hackers? Are you visibility hackers? Are you marriage ascenders? If you're Corey and Jojo Rankin, their community, their people are called marriage ascenders. We have so many different possibilities of what your name could be for your people. But ultimately, think about it this way. First, my test is first make sure that it's something that you would proudly want to wear on a t-shirt. That's the baseline of it. Then I want you to say it in the mirror like 100 times. Every time you pass a mirror, I want you to be like, hey, visibility hacker, or whatever your community identity name is. Because once you become familiar and comfortable with referring to your people in that way, it'll become a lot easier once you start creating content for them. So come up with that name, come up with that way of bringing your people together. Oh, yes. All right, the next part of the framework is our connection. What is our connection to our people? I'm just going to turn this text off for a minute because we're losing bandwidth here. So our connection to our people is giving them the opportunity to connect to you, the attractive character. A lot of times when we're building our brands, especially online, we have this discussion about how close can our people get to us? At what level in the value ladder do they actually get access to us? And holding that over their head. So I like to do away with that mentality entirely and always look for opportunities for our people to connect with us. This can be on a variety of different levels. So if you have the bottom of your value ladder, the top of your funnel, you want to show up. You want to have pre-recorded content. You want to have your live stream show. You want to show people your personality. You want them to also be able to submit questions that you can answer. You want to help them be able to shape this experience online and have that connection to you. So sometimes further up in your value ladder, you might have calls that you might do. You might do small Zoom calls, especially for members. You might do a special Sunday night session for your higher end clients. There's always looking for opportunities to connect with your people, bottom line, whether or not they're submitting questions or concerns or ideas for your show, all the way up to one-on-one calls that you can have with them. That, of course, you can always repurpose into content later. Connection with your people is vitally important for a couple reasons. On one hand, it's important for your people because they feel like they are part of the movement. They feel like you're actually someone who's attainable. You're actually someone who is relatable, someone who we can actually connect with. On the other hand, for you, the leader of your business, these connection opportunities are brilliant because they allow you a conversation with your ideal customer. They allow you an opportunity to figure out what their thoughts are, what are their motivations, what are their obstacles, what's getting in their way, what are the pain points, what are the problems that you as the entrepreneur can solve for them. So making sure that we are creating those opportunities for connection because, as we just talked about, they benefit both your people and you as well. So now let's get into the next part of the framework, which is shaping experience. Now, shaping experience, we have divided up and further fleshed out in what I'm going to show you guys tomorrow. But today, let's talk about the importance of shaping experience on both of the levels. So let's split it up into two. We have the virtual experience and we have the physical experience. So the physical experience is what tools are you giving to your people that enable them to actually make a change in the world around them. So if you are, I love Corey and Jojo, so I'm going to talk about them a little bit again. Hi, Corey and Jojo. So marriage ascenders. So they help married entrepreneurial couples, married couples that have a business, and they want to be making sure that they are family focused and all of that fun stuff. So shaping their physical experience is enabling these couples with the things that they need to talk to each other, the things that they need to actually communicate with each other, the tools that they need to actually change their marriage, their household, the culture within their family. Those are the tools that will help someone shape their physical experience. So in the world of visibility hacking, we do online stuff and we help people do online stuff. So physical experience for us is helping our customers achieve those lead generation goals, achieve those conversion goals and whatnot. We're actually helping them change their own world because we're enabling them with the skills they need to make that happen. So think about your business. What in your business is enabling your people with the tools they need to achieve their goals? Charisma hacking. McCall Jones, she has a whole slew of tools that she helps her people achieve their sales goals or their conversion goals or their view time goals. Whatever it is that your business does, what tools are helping your people actually achieve that? That is part of helping your people become evangelists for your brand, because you want them to achieve those actual results. You want to show them that achieving those goals and those results that they once thought were really crazy, hard, and difficult things to accomplish, you're going to show them that they're actually rather easy to accomplish because of the tools you have. That will then cause them to start evangelizing and sharing your brand with their friends and their family members and their business colleagues, etc., right? On the other hand, shaping experience in the virtual world is a little bit more connected to when we talked about connection, having that opportunity to connect with you, the attractive character. So helping them shape the virtual experience is really beautiful. And we're definitely going to dive a lot more into this in tomorrow's discussion. But shaping the virtual experience is things like having a members only call-in night where you can have a Zoom call with just your community members that you share out on your Facebook group, but only the people on the Zoom call are able to interact and actually engage with that content. They're shaping the content that's being created. So they can be the ones who are submitting questions. They can be the examples that you, the coach, are helping them work through. They can be the businesses that are on hot seat when you're discussing in a mastermind context, for example. What are the opportunities your people have not only to connect and discuss with you, but also how can you help how can they help shape the content that you're putting out there into the world? So look at ways that you are allowing your people to actually shape and move things around in the world. Psychologically, what this does in your brain is beautiful. If you've heard of Maslow's hierarchy of needs before, we know that we need to feel like we're part of a group. We need to feel like we're part of a collective before we can ascend to higher and higher needs. So doing these types of things are actually helping your people achieve those results. Beautiful. So now let's get on to the next one in today's framework. Got to get this box out of the way. So the next thing we're going to talk about is armor. And the reason I am wearing my official Design Hacker shirt is because I fully support the idea of every brand having armor. Excuse me for 1 second. I am a huge Catherine Jones fan. I'm a proud insider. Clearly, I'm a design hacker. I'm also an insider. I have all of the swag around me. And the reason I have all my swag around me is to remind me every time I sit down at my desk or every time I put my shirt on that I am part of something bigger, that I am part of a group that can help me when I start to struggle. So having those opportunities for your people to put on your brand, to clearly define themselves as part of your community is what's going to radically shift their mindset from this is just another program, should have just come with a workbook, to I am part of a movement. This is not just a business transaction. This is a movement. I'm taking on that identity that we just talked about, and I am proudly sharing that with the world around me. I want people to know that I am part of this movement. And this, to me, worked really, really well when I was a teenager. When I was a teenager, I would clearly buy t-shirts. I pretty much lived in jeans and t-shirts. I would clearly buy the t-shirts that had the logos that represented who I was as a person. Look through your Instagram feeds, for example. On Instagram, people are putting out into the world the identity that they want the world to see from them. And when we do that, we put that in a curated feed. Now, what happens when we're walking around in the world? What happens when we're just going to go grab groceries? Do we take that identity out of our mind? Are we no longer part of that community or that collective? No, we still are. So we want to give our people the opportunities to wear their identity, to proudly show that they are part of your movement. So that's it. That is the simplified visibility hacking engagement framework for you guys. I love it. So again, thank you so much for joining me for today's visibility check. I will see you back here same time tomorrow, where we are going to talk about the brand new Stream 360 framework that is going to help you harness the incredible powers of the over $50 billion streaming industry. What we did was we looked at what is happening in the streaming industries, how people are making millions and millions of dollars by playing video games, and how we as internet marketers, regardless if you think you're an internet marketer or not, how coaches and small business owners, how speakers and small brands can harness those same tools and use them for your brand and your business. Because truly, as a visibility hacker, I 100% believe that it's small businesses, that it's solopreneurs, that it's entrepreneurs who are the backbone of our economy. And if we don't do something to help build the visibility of these small businesses, then we as a society are going to collapse. It's a pretty big deal. And so I'm in it for the long run. I hope you are too. I will see you again for our episode tomorrow. Until then, stay amazing. Join us on our YouTube channel. Join us on the Visibility Hackers Facebook group. Sign up for Live Academy. And I will see you again very, very soon. Remember, I love you. Be excellent to each other. Go do something fun today.